Most recently changed their own legislation, Bill C-10. They removed the one section that safeguarded individuals from online government censorship. Why?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to quote the Conservative member for Saskatoon Grassroot on November 19, who said the legislation does nothing to address social media companies such as Facebook and Google and their various properties such as YouTube to pay its fair share. And he even added on March 26 to the Professional Music Publishers Association, you're right about YouTube. It's not regulated in Bill C-10 and everybody's using YouTube. We're going to have an issue. As you pointed out correctly, this should be regulated. And it is not. I agree with the Conservative member for Saskatoon Grassroot, Mr. Speaker. I'm only saddened by the fact that his own party doesn't.
Member for Lethbridge.
It's sad that the minister still doesn't have an answer to this question. It's been asked for days now, and still he continues to point to big organizations like Google and Facebook rather than talking about the protection of individual rights and freedoms, which is the question at hand. For bills like C-10, they're put through a sniff test, which means that the Justice Department goes through them and decides whether or not they adhere to the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I put forward a motion last week at committee asking that there be another review done to this bill because it has substantially undergone change. Experts have stated that we need a new evaluation from the Justice Minister to determine if C-10 respects the Charter. Does the Minister agree?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I find it incredibly hypocritical that the member of Lethbridge, who, given the opportunity, would not hesitate 1 minute to remove women's right to choose, a right protected under the Charter of Rights and Freedom, but would like us and Canadians to believe that all of a sudden she cares deeply about said charter. I have rarely seen such hypocrisy before in my life, Mr. Speaker.
Unbelievable. Seriously, that.
Order. Order. Order.
Again, because this minister lacks answers to the real questions that Canadians have, he resorts to attacking me on a very personal level. It's incredibly inappropriate, and I look forward to his apology at the end of the day. Nevertheless, at committee last week, Conservatives put forward a motion that would ensure that this newly modified bill is still compliant with the Charter and protects the fundamental rights and freedoms of Canadians. As legislators, this is our utmost responsibility. It is always the right thing to contend for Canadians' charter rights. Nevertheless, the Liberals shut down debate on our important motion last week. Why?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to quote the Canadian Diversity for the Cultural Expression that said that Bill 10 on broadcasting has come under unprecedented attack in recent days from the Conservative Party, and that the Conservative Party is sacrificing Canadian culture on the altar of partnership. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.